even your biggest fan thought you'd be here 2 years later?
No, I think the only people who truly believed were myself, my coach, and my family. It's been an incredible 3 years, from a complete tendon rupture, surgical repair, going through the Cambridge system, getting my degree, moving countries to somewhere where I really still don't speak the language. It's been a massive roller coaster, and I've just trusted myself the whole entire time. I've just known I had it within me, and that failure was never an option for me. I knew I would make it. And even before this race, I visualized it so many times, and to actually finally do it is so incredibly surreal. That's why I screamed. It just shows that you can truly achieve anything if you truly believe in yourself deep down. Anything is possible.
When you were in that really bad injury state, what made you believe? Because a lot of people would have thought, maybe I'm never going to get back to that point.
I knew I had something within me. I think running so fast, so young, and running faster than any of these girls I've run at age 17, I knew I was too talented for it to go to waste. I had a fire, I had a light inside of me that just said, like, it's worth it, keep going. You truly have something. I think my talent and the promise that I showed early on really helped me to trust that and keep going and trust the process, cliched, but to just really have that radical, utter, insane belief in myself, and my family really helped me through that and supported me, obviously lifting me out the shower, redressing my wounds and stuff, and yeah.
Amy, you've talked about this before, but people will be fascinated by the challenges that you faced at university, because of the sort of academic excellence side of things. Can you just you talked about imposter syndrome and...
Yeah, I think Cambridge is an especially unique experience. It exists in its own crazy world with so many different random made-up words, DOSes and supervisions, and the dining hall is something out of Harry Potter, and you're wearing your robes, and the gong sounds, and you have to stand up and recite Latin. It's a completely different, entirely different world. But some of the friends I made there, some of the lessons I learned there, really taught me resilience. You know, some of my directors of studies would press so hard for an answer, and you have to come up with something on the spot and trust your gut and stay calm under pressure. So there's so many different things, even in dealing with you guys, kind of how I respond and giving myself the time to think about questions, how I get through and navigate the media. So I'm actually very, very grateful for that experience, because it showed me that I can. Who else? I don't think anyone else has a world medal and a Cambridge degree, so that's pretty lit. That's pretty. That's not very English literature degree of me to say that, but that's pretty insane. And I'm just so incredibly proud of myself, and my true wish is to show that more people can do that. It's not an impossible thing. You know, I've been in contact with people to try and get them through that system and into the Oxbridge kind of system, because it stays with you for a lifetime, and we shouldn't have to sacrifice academic weaponness for kind of being a track baddie. So yeah.
But they weren't terribly supportive in your athletic pursuits, right? Yeah,
I think it's incredibly tough when two kind of very rigid systems come up against each other. There's always going to be some natural friction, and those two systems did a lot of driving, a lot of very, very late nights, but I knew it would be worth it. I think I considered dropping out at the end of every single year, but I knew that I couldn't, because I'm just, as you can see, I'm not a quitter. I'll keep fighting until every single centimetre of the track. So I knew I had to take that into my academic life as well, and I never saw myself not finishing the degree, even at its worst moments, because I just loved it as well. As kind of nerdy as it sounded, I really, really loved that degree, and to get a first in some of my papers, I got a first in Material Renaissance, which is very, very nerdy.
Did you get first overall?
I got 2-1 overall, but it was an incredibly rough journey, but I'm proud of the work I put together, and just showing that life can be as rich and as varied as you make it. You don't have to follow one narrow pursuit, and you can live such a richly developed, textured, beautiful, colourful life that surrounds athletics and carries on long after it.
And talk to us about... Go on.
Sure, obviously, you talk about running on the page, running on the chapter. Where are you in your book?
The very beginning. I think I was the youngest in that final, maybe at 23. And I've only had 2 years with my coach. This was only probably my second fully professional year. So, the next World Champs is in 2 years' time. So that's double the amount of time that I've had, which is pretty insane. So I don't think that anything is off the cards. You can see, even with each round at this Champs, I've been getting better and better and better and better. And I feel like I'm such a championship performer that, give me 2 more years and it's going to be magical.
Talk us through the race, Amy. Like, we could see that you're, with every stride, you're moving more into that second. What were you aware of?
Yeah, so my mantra coming into this race, standing on the start line, was no fear. It's something a very, very capable and amazing sprinter called Elaine Thompson taught me. Obviously, the stadium is special to her as well, so I just stood on the line and just said to myself, no fear, have no fear. And I knew I just had to be as aggressive as possible on the turn to give myself the chance coming off. I probably have the strongest straight, the highest top end speed, and I'm probably one of the fittest on the line, so I knew if I was with them coming off the turn, then it was game on. And I really felt that. I probably didn't look it visually, but I knew when I didn't see Marie alongside of me, I thought I was going to feel her very on, but I never did, so I thought, I've actually done it. Like I've put together probably the best turn of my life, and came off and just pushed, really worked that turn, and then it was just like, keep my knees high, keep strong. Obviously, I've said before, I've done a lot of workouts this year that I think a lot of the girls on the start line won't be able to finish, so I knew I was going to be fine in the last 10 metres if I just held my nerve. And luckily, I've been in many situations like that this year where I haven't necessarily managed to do that, so it's taught me the lesson. Then we've come here and it's paid dividends, so yeah.
What does it feel like to be the new queen of British sprinting?
British sprinting is in such an incredible place. You know, we have three amazing girls. We just came 8th, 9th and 10th in the world over the hundreds, and we just had two girls in the final in the two. You know, like 10-20 years ago, that was not even imaginable in any kind of way. So Dina and Daryl really laid the path. You know, I've got many a picture with them when I was younger. So it's a very surreal moment to be racing alongside of them, and obviously Dina was the first one to come up to me to congratulate me, so that was a very special moment, and it's just showing that, yeah, British sprinting is going from strength to strength, especially on the women's side, and we're really showing up on the global stage, putting down some fast times, putting down some hot looks, and yeah, showing up.
What makes you a championship performer, do you think? Is it the physical, the strength of the training you talked about, or the mentality?
I think it's so many different things. I think I'm one of the strongest, I'm one of the fittest, but also I genuinely love this so much. You know, in the 2 days gap between the 1 and the 2, I was just absolutely like raring to go. I wanted to get back on this stage so badly, to be in front of the fans, the crowd. I just love running in these big stadiums and these big meets, and this is what all the hard work is for. And I just always want to cause an upset as well. Maybe I'm never going to be the underdog again after getting a medal, but yeah, I just on the start line I was just like, it's time to go hunting. It's time to go hunting. Let's go get them. So I was really wanting to cause an upset, and I did. So yeah.
And those midnight drives you got back from Cambridge.
Yeah.
Remind us where you were training in.
I was splitting my training between Cambridge and Loughborough, so it was a lot of driving every week. I'm now living in Italy, and I get the tram every day, so I don't even have to sit behind a car wheel getting the tram with all the grannies. So it's a very different life. I live in a gorgeous apartment in the most gorgeous city in the world with an incredible team and an incredible lifestyle, and it really makes all those kind of crazy student meals and student drives and all that becomes very much worth it.
Are your parents here?
My mum is here. I was absolutely sobbing when I saw her, as I'm sure, well, she was too. And then one of our friends called my dad on FaceTime and then passed the phone to me, and it took me so by surprise. I just started absolutely sobbing. I wasn't expecting to see him, and yeah, it's been such a long journey for the two of them as well. They've had to help me through so many ups and downs, and obviously, as I've said before, Mum kind of lifting me out of the shower is a very physical example of that one. But even just them having belief in me when no one else did, and trusting me to make the decision to go to Cambridge. You know, I'm sure it wasn't easy. I think they very much would have preferred it if I went somewhere that was a bit more supportive and set up. But yeah, it's a real testament to our family strength that we've been through so much this year as a family. Obviously, my granddad actually passed away, and then I actually got shingles this year. So I did a couple races with shingles, which was pretty insane. But it's been a real tough year. But I took so much strength from my family and from my loved ones and from my team. And I think that really showed in the final closing steps that I could hold on and come through.
What are your mum and dad's names?
Claire and Pete.
Claire with a...
Claire with
C-L-A-I-R-E.
C-L-A-I-R-E. Yeah.
Listen,
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you so much.
How will you celebrate?